And if you want to be part of this wave, what's going to happen next?
The unconventional agent is really this, we thought about this theme, you and I, remember when we were whiteboarding? We were talking about the underscore agent, remember?
Yeah.
And we want to define the agent in different ways along the life cycle.
Exactly. Yep.
Of their career or of a volatile environment.
Because
right?
it's a trajectory.
Right.
Yeah.
We got the disgruntled agent, right?
What does that
Disgruntled.
guy look like?
We got the, now we're
hopeful agent.
the hopeful agent, the systematic agent. You fill in the blank of what you feel you are, or agents in your brokerage office are. You can fill in the blank, and so we can label people as the underscore agent, whatever you are.
And there's actually one past the unconventional agent. We're not going to broach that topic today because we're just talking about the system.
Really, what we wanted to do is showcase this trajectory, or what we call the Renaissance, right? The Renaissance and this reinvention of you as a real estate agent professional, right? And as you go through this, we're talking about technology, we're talking about brand building, but we're also talking and looking at what are the ways to do things automated in which AI can actually be part of your life and making you the domain expert,
Yes.
the thought leader in your community,
Yes.
without you doing much.
Preach.
Without you doing much. Who doesn't want to have that kind of that golden globe in their as a power beacon in their hands, right? An ability to actually create visibility for you, reputation for you, create you as the influencer in your community, as a thought leader, without you doing much. That's what the AI tool is. That's what the AI system that we're talking about will help you go from the disgruntled agent to an unconventional agent that's thriving.
Yeah. This isn't a normal type of system. This is the kind of system that's really calibrated around your traditional mindset and helping you shift, because that is the foundation, right? It all starts with mindset. And if we can help you get there as a component part, that's the foundation. We got to build that first. So that's the first pillar of this. The second pillar is obviously going to be all the tools and the techniques and all that stuff, but all the stuff in between that we really take for granted, because if we're just buying the device, right, or the app, what the hell are we going to do with it? It's just going to sit on the shelf. We need to actually put that into action. What we've put together is a multi-part system to help you get there. And it's broken down to those four categories.
And the unconventional agent is going to be born out of this unconventional coaching system.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep.
And we say unconventional, and we use that word a lot, is because we want to put the entire way that you have been trained 180 degrees on its head. Okay? We want to do things that work, not only that work, but also are efficient, that also uses some technology, the right technology.
Yep.
Okay, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise when it comes to so many things. CRM, you were talking to me about the other
Hurts my
day.
ears.
Holy crap, the amount of
Yeah.
noise in the CRM industry. Okay, I mean, that's a whole segment we're going to talk about on its
Yeah,
own.
we didn't delve into that when we talked about database, but let me say, if we put this segment back into that section where we talk about database, and I'll just pick it up from here. When it comes to CRM technology and what are the possibilities, it's huge. It's a great tool, but guys, it's a noisy industry, right, Jay?
There's about what? There's on average 5 to 10 new CRM technology companies entering the market every year.
So think about adoption of a platform that you don't use because another one came up that looks like it's going to be better than the last one, that has more
New bells and
integration
whistles.
and better API integration and all that stuff. These are the things and the conversations that agents, typically that ones that I know, don't study like the back of their hand. They just take it in.
One of our
because
upcoming episodes
the manager told them to.
One of our upcoming episodes is going to be about blowing up the CRM.
Yeah.
We're going to blow the flippin' thing out the water, because I know deep down inside, most of you guys are like, oh my gosh, another training on CRM. You guys pay into these expensive systems, but you're only utilizing what, maybe 10%
Right.
of the feature sets that these engineers that are not in your business are building for you?
Well, keep in mind, I worked with companies that build the software, and it's a very sophisticated tool if it's applied.
It's powerful. Powerful.
The question is, are you going to use it right? As you said, 10% of it, or are you going to use more? So these are the techniques and the overlapping of the technologies. Well, it's going to get more and more effective for you as you stretch yourself and your training around what we're teaching. So it's a practice what you preach, and that's what we plan to do. So you don't just get thrown a new tool like a CRM, which a lot of people get.
Or you're getting trained by your manager, a
And
broker.
what is a CRM, by the way? It's a contact relationship management program, right?
Customer relationship management.
Customer relation, so that you know how to reach out to your sphere, and anybody that you touch goes into your database, and then you have ways to build categories and campaigns. And the campaigns I'm talking about is not like an ad campaign with like a mailer, but it can be with email, of course, or text messages and things like that. And it can have a marketing component to it. So, we've heard the buzzwords. Obviously, we could name some, but we won't right now. But that will be another link in another segment that we'll talk about, is like choosing the right CRM and things like that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly. Alignment of technology and use is so important. Yeah. And I say this all the time. When I say alignment, I'm talking about where are you currently in the scale and the spectrum of technology ability. Okay, that's one. We got to match that with the feature sets that you need to do and accomplish certain tasks for your business. Those two things are important. So some people are very high in ability and they have low needs. Mm-hmm. Some people have very low on the spectrum of technology ability, but very high needs. Yeah. We need to align and match those. There is a massive mismatch of that in all industries, not just real estate, okay? So our goal is to try to create that alignment for you, but also, I sit on these trainings and I see training in managing offices and broker trainings with agents who sit in a bullpen of a training room, 20, 30, 50, 100 of them, right? And they're sitting there looking at a screen, going through a PowerPoint presentation of a tech trainer or a quote unquote coach, training them on how to use some technology. It's like, whew, in the ear, out the other. They only retain less than 10% of what it is, and they won't use most of the features that are being built, okay? Some of these platforms and systems and technologies are really, really awesome. They do really cool things, but it's misaligned for what you need. Yeah. Imagine if outside of that training, when the broker or the manager says, go out there, we're giving you this as a trial, or buy into this, go at it and use it and go thrive and report back to us and let us know how it works. Imagine if you had someone side by side next to you, walked you through it, helped you implement some of the tactics, shown you the features, and walk you through that. Colin is really good at that, and I've done that myself. Imagine if you had that side by side. Let's call it a coach. Let's call it a companion. Let's call it a virtual business partner that sits there and helps you through it. How much more successful would you be? How much more successful would an agent be, Colin, if they had that next to them?
It's like, how many times can it be prodded in one day? Not enough. No, that's David Goggins. What I think is, nowadays people are so hyper individualized. They're not taking the time to really focus. They just are so frickin' distracted by all the noise, as we said. So for us to dedicate our time to this is really to save you the frustration, save your career, save all of the necessary component steps that you would be learning on your own and doing YouTube tutorials and getting frustrated and giving up too fast. We're gonna make sure that you don't give up. We're going to make it fun too, okay? The question I would have is right now is, what is this frickin' system anyway?